Hello and welcome to OZChris versus Marvel Comics for week 1 of October, here with reviews of House of X number 6 and Savage Avengers number 6 as well. So this is the final issue of House of X, but the penultimate issue of this combined story between House and Powers of X. So issue number 6, written by Jonathan Hickman, art by Pepe Larraz, the coloring by Marte Gracia and David Curiel, and the cover by Larraz and Marte Gracia. So it starts off with a flashback to a month ago with Xavier making his return known and his intentions for Krakoa and mutants, and giving humanity a kind of an ultimatum, like, we have these cures and medicines and all things that can help benefit you. In the past, I would have given to them to you freely because I wanted to love you and I want you to love us. But because of what's happened, I think mainly the over 16 million dead mutants, I think it was Ghostrifter, I think that's what it's supposed to be a reference to. So all this terrible stuff that's been happening to mutants, a lot of it because of humans. Xavier's changed his mind and gives them the whole, we want you to recognize Krakoa as its own nation, and we will sort out all mutant issues. All of that will be done by Krakoa. So going back to present day, Xavier has summoned his council to enact their first rules for Krakoa and to deal with Creed, who has broken some of them. So they're forming new rules around to make an example of Creed to what has happened. So they all eventually agree to what the rules are, which are these: make more mutants, murder no man, respect this sacred land. So be fruitful, don't sin, vegan. I don't know, but that's essentially what this issue is. They make, the small council has their first meeting, make their new rules, and they exile Sabretooth from Krakoa. He's broken these rules, at least the second one, murder no man, or at least harm no man. So Sabretooth is exiled, and just kind of a show of force of, like, we have to make these decisions to keep this peace, this new kind of peace for all of mutants. So the story, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I think this was definitely a good issue, but what I feel like is that even though it is a huge moment, being the penultimate issue, it's a huge, big moment. They finally, they formed their small council to deal with everything. They've made their rules, and they're on their way to this new age of mutants. The dawn of X is what all the future X-Men stuff is going to be about. But I feel like this small council stuff could have been in an earlier issue. It is a big moment, as I've said, but I do feel like this could have been placed within an earlier issue of House of X, or even Powers of X. That's just how I feel. Apart from this whole small council meeting, and also the flashback to Xavier making his presence known again, and giving the ultimatum to humanity, not particularly a lot happens, really. So that's why I think it was just a simple, good issue. The art and coloring, I'm going to give a 4.5 out of 5. I think the art and coloring here is definitely great. I think that the first pages, this simple shot of Xavier giving his message, I really like. This is probably my favorite panel of this issue. And for the cover, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I think this is a good looking cover, good art, good coloring and all that. So on to Savage Avengers number 6, written by Jerry Dugan, the art by Kim Jacinto, coloring by Tamara Bonvillain, and the cover by David Finch and Frank Diamanda. So Conan and Frank are on a mission to cross the Savage Lands, while Frank is carrying the desecrated corpses of his family that were taken by Kul and Garth. So both of these warriors, in a sense, both of them are trying to survive the kind of the horrors of the Savage Lands. The Savage Avengers have to survive this Savage Land, essentially. So making their way across the Savage Land, and then across Antarctica itself to find modern civilization so they can part ways and do their own thing. It's just a simple, it is a very simple tale within this issue. So story, I'm going to give this I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I think this was good. I liked it, at least. I think it is a simple story, just two warriors, two savage warriors trekking together, trying to survive the harshness and the savageness of various lands, one of them being the Savage Lands. It is just a simple story with a lot of like some good action scenes. These first few pages of them being attacked by I think I'm going to assume velociraptors, some kind of dinosaur. They look like raptors, so I'm going to say they're raptors. So Conan and Punisher being attacked by these raptors. A lot of good action scenes here. So yeah, I think in essence it was just a good simple issue. The art and coloring, I'm going to give a 4 out of 5 as well. I think it was good. Same with the story. It was nice and simple. And then same again, those first few action scenes, definitely the best of the art and the coloring. And the cover, I'm going to give a 4.5 out of 5. I think this is a great cover, great coloring, great art. Finally, it's not just like kind of a plain background. It is just a background which just seems to be just rock formations or just a mountain in the distance. But at least it's not just a plain like colored background. Like, here's the yellow background. It's like, okay, you could have had more. Like, yeah, the figures on them, the people, the Savage Avengers on it, the art on them and the coloring on them look good. But at least make the background stand out as well, not just the people that's in them. So yeah, I think this is a great looking cover. So that is it for those two. Thank you all for watching. If you want to follow me on social media, my Twitter and Instagram, the names will be in the end screen. If you like the video, leave a like. If you haven't already, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you all in the next one.